Hello, fluffy unicorns, and welcome to Starlight Television. Hi, I'm Kirsten, your International Junior Miss Starlight Dynasty.
Hey, I'm Kayla, your Miss Teen Starlight New Jersey.
Coming at you, your Twin Squad 2018. We will be going over the popular series, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
So, the very first episode of the series is Chapter 1, The Vanishing of Will Byers.
This episode introduces multiple characters that lead up to the turning point when Will suddenly vanishes.
Your main characters include middle school students Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and the mysterious 11.
Will's mom Joyce and brother Jonathan, Chief Hopper, also known as Hop, Mike's sister Nancy, and Steve. And let's not forget the main cause for this drama, the Demogorgon.
Dun, dun, dun!
Now that we know our main characters, let's take a look into Stranger Things Episode 1.
We were surprised at some of these plot twists and that there were so many of them in just the first episode.
This series kicks off in late 1983 in a little town called Hawkins, Indiana. And with all the decorations up, we know that it's approaching Christmas time.
In the very first scene, the lights of the lab flashed as a man who looks like a scientist is running down the hall into an elevator. After he clicks the button to go up, he hears strange noises and looks up, only to be taken by something strange and most likely to be eaten.
Blah.
Next, we see 4 boys playing a classic board game, Dungeons and Dragons.
Having fun, the boys make quality memories as they soon roll out the character of the Demogorgon.
When the Demogorgon was introduced, a zoom-in was given to the play piece.
This gave us some questions about how this character would have an impact on the story, because it's a monster, and monsters should only be in fairy tales.
Soon after this happens, Mike's mother has called him up as she tells him it is time to clean up. Mike is not very happy, but he moves slowly so they all don't have to leave.
When the 3 boys eventually do leave, Dustin challenges Will to a race as Lucas takes a turn home.
Will gets much farther ahead as he sees a big, shadowy figure.
He falls off his bike,
and then he starts to run through the woods to his house, and then slams the door shut, running around his house. No one is home, so he looks out the window only to see the figure closer to his house.
Then Will runs to the back shed and gets a gun, ready to shoot at whatever comes through the door. The lights gradually get brighter and brighter as they suddenly go out and Will is not there anymore.
Next scene, it is now the next morning.
A lazy police officer is introduced. He struggles to get out of bed as he smells through all of it.
As he stumbles to the office, he makes it to his desk as a worried mother gets on him. This mother is Joyce, Will's mom, as she claims she can't find her son.
In the next scene, there is a teenage girl, Nancy, who is Mike's sister, who finds a love note in her locker. It says, "Meet me in the bathroom," and this is where their dreamboat Steve is found.
Steve.
Well, too bad, Kirsten, because in the bathroom, Steve and Nancy are making out.
Well, anyway, back to the police station, Joyce is still worried. Hop responds 99 out of 100 times if a kid goes missing, they are either with a parent or relative, meaning that Will could just be with Lonnie, Joyce's ex-husband.
Do you think Will's fine?
I don't think Will's fine.
Well, with the next scene change, there were 2 men that are suited up in a very odd and disgusting place.
The elder man says she can't have gone far.
Who can't have gone far?
I don't know. Well, maybe this answers it. A little girl, all dirty, in a hospital gown, is running through the woods as she finds a restaurant and goes into it.
The girl escapes to a restaurant and walks in through the back door and looks at the food in confusion. She finds fries, tries them, and thinks they're heaven as she steps them in her face. The chef sees her, and there is much confusion as he tries to chase her and gets her to sit down.
Back at the middle school, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas don't find Will's bike, but that does not stop them for their day. After school, they go to the AV club as their teacher shows them a new HV radio. While this happens, Hop comes in and summons them with him.
In another room, the boys start arguing, angering Hop as he tries and stops them. He asks them some questions, then leaves.
Ooh, flashback! Joyce is searching the woods as she visits Will's fort. She goes in as they are both having a fun time, but as this happens, she comes back to and realizes reality.
Meanwhile, back at the restaurant, the chef tries and asks the girl questions as she just keeps eating the fries. But then, he finally finds out something about her. Her name! A number tattooed to her arm.
It is
11!
bit of an odd name, don't you think?
Odd.
Anyways, the man finally calls someone about 11.
Well, it has not been that long, but a search party has been given out in the woods, where Chief Hopper finds a bike. Will's bike.
As this happens, Joyce is at home, making frustrating phone calls for Will. Hop comes to tell Joyce that he found the bike. He searches the house and then goes to the shed, which of course is the last place that we saw Will.
As Hop closes the door, he finds bullets as the lights gradually get brighter and brighter and soon go out as the other police officer walks in, claiming that he was calling for him.
Next, at a dinner table, we find Mike, Nancy, and their parents and younger sister. Mike begs for his parents to let him go and help search for Will, as Nancy lies and says she wants to study with Barbara. Steve.
When both parents respond with a firm no, Mike and Nancy go to the rooms in frustration.
Nancy then calls Steve to tell him she can't go, as Mike sneaks out of the house, as he sees Steve struggling to get up to Nancy's window.
Whatever happened to 11 at the restaurant?
I don't know. Well, let's see.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
A woman who claims she is from social services comes to the restaurant to get 11. But then 11 sees her and she runs through the back door as the social services lady and some of the scientists shoot the cook dead.
Back at home, Joyce and Jonathan are starting to break down emotionally as they get a phone call, which excites Joyce.
She picks up the phone and answers it, but no one answers back. She starts getting frustrated and is crying as she hears breathing. She thinks it's Will's breathing.
Dun, dun, dun!
But then the phone sparks and fires.
Ah! Well, maybe this is more suspenseful. The boys are searching in the woods. It's raining and wet, and guess who they stumble into?
Who?
It's